Do you have good arm length? I feel like you probably have better arm length than height because people
Yeah,
always
man.
focus
Look,
on
people,
height.
people, people be
How's your arm
sleep on me,
length?
man. They really be sleep on me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a good solid
I
six
want to give you.
one. You know, everybody want to be six
Yeah.
three, all that stuff. But good, I think good arm. I'm gonna touch that wall over there.
All right, so we were just talking offline, me and Grady. The first time I ever played Grady was the Super Bowl when he went off. It's just an absolute dominant performance, sacked the GOAT 3 times, and since then he's been one of the dominant players on the inside in our game, and one of my favorite players to watch. So, want to welcome Grady Jarrett to the show. How you doing,
I'm
dude?
doing good. I'm doing good. Fresh off that practice field, but glad to be on the pod now.
Yeah. Yeah, you're like a vet now, dude. It's crazy. I saw you turn 30 recently. Happy
Yep. Thank
birthday!
you,
And
man.
yeah, so what's that like being the elder
You know,
statesman?
it's surreal. Really, year 9 came so fast, man. I remember when I was younger, like year 2, 3. I'm like, dang, it's taking a minute. I talk to some of my teammates like year 6. I'd be like, dang, year 6. I'm like, man, you getting old. But now, man, coming into year 9, man, I'm feeling good, and I'm just really enjoying where I'm at, in my career. But so it's like the more I play, the more I'm enjoying it. So that seemed like it's a good trait. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, I'm just taking it how it comes.
Do you have to do anything differently now that you didn't do, when you were 23 for your body or preparing for the season as you've become kind of like one of these vets over 30?
Yeah, man, I think you definitely got to do things differently as far as, especially on the recovery side of things. But also with that, I think learning your body more, as your career progresses, I think that's got me feeling better now at this point. My toughest years as far as physicality-wise is definitely like my first and second year, man, dealing with injuries and trying to overcome that. And but once I kind of got, I don't know if y'all, I mean, it's probably, I used to wear like this long arm braids, like my elbows used to be all banged up, my knees.
I remember you had the
my,
problem with the
my
brace,
knees used to
dude.
be hurting and stuff. But now, over time, you learn how to, treat the things and train the right way, so you can get over, just a little, illnesses and stuff like that. So I mean, as I get older, man, I just feel like, just learning the body better is just bigger than doing something different.
Do you have vets that you remember when you came in the league that were like, yeah, this dude's solid, he's helping me, this is how I would want a vet to act? And do you remember those guys? Did you try to be that veteran presence on this
Yeah,
team?
without a doubt. So my first year I played with a nose tackle by the name of Paul Solia, and he really showed me what it is to, like, to show the young players love, you know what I'm saying? And just, show them the way and, show them, like, if you work hard, you can achieve this type stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I caught Paul towards the end of his career, so he was playing well, but, still just, was big vet, and you know what I'm saying? But then as far as on the field with a vet, how they went about their business was Jonathan Babineau, somebody I really watched as a young player, just the way he just approached the game, always taking notes, in year 12, year 13, and he's just like the first one in line every time we doing drills, doing indie, and just always, he would ask questions and stuff, but even when it was the time that he was making the transition to being more of like a support role player versus a starter, he was always the type just to show love and just show the younger guys like myself, what to do and just how to go about your business from somebody who had a lot of success, and so for him to be that for me is something that still has an impact on me. So those two guys, Paul Solia and Jonathan Babineau, were really good impressions on me.
Dude, you mentioned Jonathan Babineau. He was a great player, and Paul was a dog too. But like, I was just with Jordan Babineau 2 weekends ago at my golf tournament. And I'm not a golfer, but I do the tournament because it's a lot of fun, and I ride along and the whole thing. The drinks are good, the music's good. I get to see some of my buddies. I saw you're having your, I think it's Grady Gives Back weekend, or and there's a golf tournament in that thing. Are you a golfer?
So it's funny you say that. So so I definitely got the Grady Gives golf tournament coming up. So the first year, when I'm getting into all the charity work, and everybody do golf tournaments. So what, I'm gonna go to my hometown. I'm gonna do a golf tournament out there. I go out there, set it up, and for me, golf is cool, but I can't be on the course all day, man. And I'm not like the best golfer, and so I'm like, I don't want to do a whole golf tournament. So instead of doing that, past couple of years we've been taking it to Top Golf. You know what I'm saying? So everybody like Top Golf. You know what I'm saying? So it's easy to have sponsors come and have fun because you do your sponsorship and you get a bay for you and your company. Y'all get to play, have drinks, have food. You get to interact with a lot of different people from different companies or different charities, whatever it may be, and you're kind of all in this one area, versus you got somebody on hole 5, hole 10, hole. So for me, especially being in the Atlanta area, we got like 3 top golfs. So it's a good event that I like to do to raise money for my foundation, Grady Gives.
And the first time actually we met in person was probably at the Man of the Year stuff, and one of the best philanthropists in the league right here. So check out the work that Grady's foundation does. He's awesome off the field, just like he is on the field. But you got a lot of celebrities you can choose from to have to this golf tournament, probably, like with Atlanta and the music scene, and with some of the athletes. Like who are some of the people that might slide through?
Man, we got in the past we had a lot of the Hawks players come through. The entertainers here in the city, they stay so busy, so they kind of be like last minute if they do show up or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So I just have
that's the thing when you're booking something like this. Your person's like, hey, 3 weeks out, like, is Ludacris coming? Like, no, that's gonna happen like the night before.
Yeah, it gotta happen like the night before. Like, I just had my birthday.
I
just had my birthday party, man, and we had Young Dro perform at the birthday party. This is all me knowing the hindsight.
Cool.
Everything was a surprise to me. But I think we were supposed to have like 2 chains or something. My mama said, she said, well, he got double booked. He got to be in Dubai tomorrow, so he can't come to your birthday. So I'm like, all right. Well, that's you can't go bad when Young Dro showing up, though. That's an Atlanta legend. So I was happy to have whoever that was. So with the entertainers, man, they're so busy, But I'll definitely have a couple teammates come by, former and current teammates. Some ATL legend players and stuff like that. They're easy because guys stay local, And then I have like Ray Lewis come through a couple of years, Ed Reed come through, and so those are like some of the old vets that's like been close to my life that like to support me and stuff. And at this point, I'll be having to, he'd be booking on me the next day too. So I understand. So everybody be busy, and but at the end of the day, you just kind of come show love for Grady Gives, and it'll be all good.
So this weekend, a buddy of mine runs a lot of nonprofits here in Charlottesville, and they're doing like a bike drive at the outdoor basketball court. We have a city league basketball league out here, and there's games Saturday night, and Jeezy's coming because him and my buddy are cool. I don't know if you've met Jeezy yet in Atlanta, but So I was wondering, we do something called Layup Line here, where we kind of kick it off with a song sometimes. We had your head ball coach Arthur Smith pick a song last week. He did some Bruce Springsteen. I was going to say, if you had one Jeezy song that you like that you want to kick off the interview with, what you got?
Yeah, Jeezy. You know what? I like that. I get a lot of that. You know what I'm saying? We talk about hate, but I get a lot of that. You talk about money, and I get a lot of that. You feel me? So that one always get me going. And that's just one of the more, not recent, but it ain't like the old Trap or Die Jeezy. I don't know if they ready for that. You know what I'm saying? So
no, that's my age. That's my age range.
Keep it clean.
Yeah, no, I would go crazy remix with Jay-Z because that was like, when I was in college, believe it or not, that was like the anthem, man. Jeezy, I don't know if he's been great his whole career, but like when I was in school in like 2005, he had it absolutely
he got it on lock,
dude.
He had
that
it
guy
on lock
was
for a long
he was the
time,
man. Yeah, so hopefully we get to hang out with Jeezy this weekend. Supposedly we're gonna get to just hang out with him and watch some basketball, but I guess my question was, I talked about Man of the Year and us meeting there, but the first time I played against you, you just put on such a great performance in that Super Bowl, and I felt like it was a big coming out party for you. But I also kind of tried to put myself in your shoes because, that game didn't go the way y'all wanted it to, and I remember being at halftime, you probably sitting in that locker room in a whole different frame of mind than me. I was like, man, we just blew the Super Bowl, and for me, I'd never been in the playoffs and that sort of thing, but this was your coming out party. And for it to end that way, I do feel for you. And I was wondering how hard it was as a team and for you to get up off the mat. And the years that followed it have been tough too at times. But it looks like y'all are turning around. What's that process been like, and how hard was that mentally to get over that game?
Man, it was definitely tough. It's kind of one of them things that a lot of people joke about this and that, and a lot of what would have happened. But at the end of the day, you can't control outcome when something happens, so you can only focus on going forward, And for me, instead of me being down and be like, I wish we won, so I could have did this, and then everything for me would have been different if we just won the game. Like, I just was like, you know what? At the end of the day, I proved to myself that, I can compete in this league on a big stage, and that just gave me the confidence just to be the best me I can be. But, the years following that, a lot of times people forget about the year after that. We was the only team in the NFC to go back to the playoffs that year.
Yeah, we played again. We played again, you and me.
And then, would you in Philly that year we lost?
Yeah, I was in
And
Philly that year. Yeah,
that was a tough one too. We lost
yeah.
on like a crazy. The ball popped up off the chest, and they converted the first down. Like so that we made it back.
Before the
you know what I'm
half.
saying? So, but it's just been after that. It's been tough. You know, it's been a tough grind. But at the end of the day, I just know that all these years, you know, just trying to get over the hump, is going to pay off. And I feel like that time it is now. You know, here in Atlanta. And you know, for me, I just never lost faith, and I'm glad that I didn't because, or you know, just try to run and go find, you know, the answer somewhere else or go this. I just want to, you know, stay 10 toes down, you know, where I'm at and get us back to where I know we need to be. You know what I'm saying? So I take pride a lot playing in Atlanta, and I just know that our best days of football are still coming, and I just think it's just a really good time for us to, you know, get over that hump.
And I love the new coach, man. We had Arthur on, as I said, and we had one question for you. You want to ask him?
Yeah, maybe? How old do you think Arthur Smith is, Grady?
I know the answer to that.
You know the answer. I was wondering if you knew the answer.
But yeah, he could be. He'll tell you himself though, man. He can be a little deceptive, man. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, but then you get to talking and interacting with him. You're like, oh yeah, he one of the guys, man. He one of the guys.
Dude, I played against him in college. I didn't realize that he was at UNC when I was at Virginia. And we were reading through his bio. I'm like, dude, this guy's one of us. I mean, my generation. But he's so mature. What's he like though? Just as a head coach, like you've had a few. You know, like what are his pet peeves? What does he love? Like if you're gonna piss him off, what do you gotta do? If you're gonna make him happy, what do you gotta do?
So you know, his biggest pet peeve, man, is entitlement. He don't like guys who feel like stuff is owed to him, guys who don't work hard, who complain and got a excuse for every answer. Why you didn't do this? Why you didn't do that? He don't play about that. And, but things he really like are guys who grind it out without the accolades or without the, you know, guys who getting a pat on the back. You know, to do good, you gotta feed somebody ego. He don't like that, but we don't like that around here anyway either. So, but he's definitely got that culture instilled to where everything that you get is going to be earned, and no matter, you know, whether you're the number one player on the depth chart or, you know, the last guy just trying to make it on the bubble, man. So, and everybody gonna have an opportunity, you know, and he big on, you know, guys not being comfortable. You know, he give, and also with that, you know, gives a lot of guys opportunities, you know. So if you got a practice squad guy, you might find out Saturday night you're gonna be up ready to play. You're gonna do what you got to do, and that might be a career changing opportunity for you. So at the same time, while you keep it tough, trying to keep guys on their toes, you giving a lot of opportunities. So that's what I really do appreciate about Coach Smith, and just the more time I get to spend with him, going on the third year with him now. I mean, the relationship, friendship, and you know, it's always a business, but you know, just the bond between two guys is just continue to grow, you know, and you know, I'm excited about it and just, you know, keep it fresh. You know what I'm saying? I enjoyed my first head coach, Coach Quinn. Had a good time, you know, but you know, Coach Smith is a different vibe, and just because it's different, that don't mean it's, you know, bad. You know what I'm saying? So it really forced me to grow as a player. You know what I'm saying? I've been able to play in a lot of different defensive schemes that I didn't play in my first 6 years. You know, playing with Coach Pease last year, I played all across the defensive line from 0 to 5. So, you know what I'm saying? And now, you know, having a new D coordinator, I get to play, you know, in some of the same roles or different roles. So, but I enjoy the challenge of it because it keeps me fresh, keep me going. There's no monotony to my, you know, my career. Like I never got to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? So always learning and trying to get better. I mean, it's been a perfect marriage.
Dude, you mentioned guys that like had to work and might hear Saturday night that they'd be up. We got a mutual friend in Stephen Means.
That's my brother.
Means was like guys would be petrified of him in practice. I mean, he would just crack your skull
at practice and walk through like every day fighting with the offensive line. He did not care. But you know what, man? I got Stephen a whole bunch of extra years here though, and then he became a starter. Yeah. He became a starter here for 2 years. You know, and that's something that he just was so inspirational to me. You know what I'm saying? And you know how Means is, the passion that he talk with and play with. It just really get the juices going, man. So yeah, man, that's a brother to me.
Dude, Means was such a legend in Philly. The fans loved him because they'd come to preseason games and he'd just ball out, and everybody respected him. I remember he had this walk-off sack at the end of the preseason. The fireworks went off, and he did his like hammer thing and hit it right with the fireworks, dude. I was like, man, this was
he had the signature
moment.
dance, everything. Well, not the dance, the celebration.
Yes. The celebration, because
not a dance, celebration.
Not a no. And then Bates, obviously.
Darren Bates played with Darren Bates.
Yep. And he's got the Raw Room going. Shout out to the Raw Room. We love the Raw Room. You talked about different schemes. You know, I know you're dominant as a 3. Like, you know, that's where you can hit it and get it. And, you know, but playing up and down the line, was there any spot that was more challenging to learn? Was it a 5? Is it getting in a 0? Is it a shade? Like, where did you have the biggest learning
I think
curve?
I've always been the most comfortable within the 0 to 3 range. You know, coming through college, I was basically mostly a nose, 2-eye, shade, and then I switched over to 3 technique more in like my 3rd year in the league, like mainly, and then so in that I played so much in between that 3. So areas of growth for me definitely was going from like 4-eye out to like 5s and stuff like that. But as a run defender and a pass rusher, you know, so it was I forgot what year was it. I was doing a lot of outside 5 technique rushing, and I just had to learn to get good at it, and I really enjoyed it. And then also just in the base front playing like a head up 4 or something like that. I mean, you know, not my favorite, but if I gotta do it, I gotta do it. You know what I'm saying? And so you know, I like the guy to like hit it and get it, but at the same time, you know, being disciplined with my footwork, hands, and you know, reading versus always attacking is something that I had to grow and you know, learn to love too. You know, so so it's like, and then being a quote unquote smaller defensive tackle, sometimes putting myself in positions to where I don't give them certain angles on me to get movement, and usually when I hit it and get it, I can, you know, get through some of the stuff, but then just playing more strong and more with a better base and holding through some of the double teams and stuff.
Do you have good arm length? I feel like you probably have better arm length than height, because people always focus on height. How's your arm length?
Me, man. They really be sleep on me.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm a good solid 6'1". You know, everybody want to be 6'3", all that stuff. But I think good arm. I'm going to touch that wall over there. but I got good arm length, good hands. I got 10-inch hands at the combine. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, dude.
But other than that, man, for me, don't none of that. I mean, it is what it is. It's the work ethic. It's the motor. It's the strength. You know, and for me, my strength really is what helped me play in the inside a lot. A lot of guys may see me, and I think it's like a little deceptive factor, especially when they see me in person. They're like, "Oh man, you smaller than I thought. You smaller than I thought." Then they run up on me, man. You know what I'm saying? To catch a little elbow, you know,
Get these hands,
catch a little hand to the throat real quick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like, all right, let's
exactly.
tighten up.
Did you watch Gino a lot? I feel like because Gino was one of the most dominant defensive tackles of my era, and probably aligned with you, kind of like watching guys in college and that sort of thing.
Gino was a beast, man. He was. I honestly didn't know how he did it sometimes, because as you probably watch him, he had a funky stance, but it went. By the time he got out the stance, it was like, you know, but he had so much power, and it was like one of the things where you'd be like, how is he moving this guy like that? But he would just get inside hands and just push him back, and they couldn't stop him. And he was so quick up and down the line, and just played relentless, man. Just played relentless, and you know, he had a good career like he did for a reason. You know, he was a special player.
Yeah, and you worked the long arm good too. So I mean,
it's like convert to that power, man. Like if you get stopped with that initial move, just shoot, head down, go to work, push him back.
Yeah, no, it's a good tool to have in the toolbox. You did get paid, man. You talked about like staying at it and all that stuff. You got paid, deservedly so. I love to see it. And I know I was looking at your Instagram, and you had a picture in front of your house. Yeah. And I was like, damn, dude, there's some nice houses in Atlanta, bro. Your house is pretty sweet.
Man, I found a gym.
Yeah. So,
I found a gym,
dude.
Especially in the COVID scare when prices was down.
Yeah, you got
luxury market killing right now, but I had beat the wave, man. I beat the wave, so So I'm enjoying it, but at the same time, it's still motivating for me. You know what I'm saying? Because just see the dreams come to reality and stuff like that. But yeah, man, I'm definitely you know, enjoying where I'm at. I'm always doing renovations, something at a house or fixing something. You got a house like that, you always got to fix something. You know, it's like an ongoing bill, but at the end of the day, you know, it's all worth it, man. So.
That's why I just downsized. This is my real estate agent right here. I just downsized because I'm like, man, I don't like keeping track of all that shit. How far do you live from Rick Ross?
From Rick Ross, I'm probably kind of far. He down in Fayetteville, which is a good hike. You know, I live in Sandy Springs area, and the Rick Ross, more where he live at, they got a lot of land out there. See, we got where I'm at, like nice houses and stuff, but you don't get like 2 acres or like acre and a half. Yeah. But down there, you're gonna get 30, 40 acres, you know.
Have you been there?
I haven't been there, but I see videos of it all the time, man.
Dude, he's got
a heck of a crib out there.
Your uniforms. I know we're doing a little bit of addition by subtraction this year with the gradients.
And people's hating on the gradients. I like the gradients.
You look good in the gradients, but not everybody looks good.
Man, I had the swag down pat. You got to go with they was wearing it wrong. You got to go with the white cleats or the white gloves to go with the gradient. They was trying to wear the red faded. They was doing too much. You got to simplify the gradients, man. But it's all good. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But I had like the gradients.
How do you feel about them generally? The unis, home, away, all of it.
What's your favorite?
I think the favorite is I was a part of the when we had the old Reds. I had like those the red and white bottoms and stuff like that. That style, like when Mike Vick used to play for us, we wore that for like my first 5 years, I think. And then switch over. I was happy that we got the all black. At first, the ATL right here kind of threw me off, but I've grown to love it. And
details.
And then I like when we do the white black combo. I like the all white. And but the one everybody didn't like was the gradients. I thought those were pretty cool. Now when I first seen them though, when we was switching over to the uniforms, I thought they looked a little like Pop Warner-y, whatever. But I did grow to like it, though. You know what I'm saying? So, and then the throwbacks are timeless. So everybody love the throwbacks.
The throwbacks are the best.
You know what I'm saying? So the throwbacks are timeless, and I love to wear it when we wear those.
Yeah, no question.
Hey, that defense you have there, it's a little like the NCAA transfer portal at the moment. You're just acquiring talent from year to year, but talk about being the guy who's been there, the guy who now you introduce the newcomers to everybody in the building. You have Calais there, you have Anyamata, a couple guys in the secondary, Okuda, Bates, Bud Dupree.
Yep.
How is it having all these new faces in the building all at once?
And who are you excited about?
Awesome. I'm really excited about all of them. I'm excited probably the most to play with David, just because we play so close to each other in the inside, and then just learning from Calais, a guy that's been going on year 16. And then also adding more depth and skill in the back end is going to help us as rushers up front as well. So it's been a really great offseason, especially for the defensive side, which I'm super, super excited about. But I take pride definitely in being a mainstay here, and hopefully to continue to pushing it for years to come. And so I just feel like it's patience, worked out with perfect timing and hard work. So I think it's time for us to really reap the rewards of just being patient and bringing in guys that's ready to compete right now. Because sometimes, as you know, Chris, man, even if you get a high round draft pick rookie, man, it's still a learning curve. You know what I'm saying? Especially on the inside, you know what I'm saying? So to get a guy that's ready to go right now, like David, you know what I'm saying, Calais, and it's gonna be really good.
David's a hell of a player, and I kind of wonder this because you probably don't see a lot of guys going from New Orleans to Atlanta or vice versa. How much you guys openly talk about it? And I got to say, it might be the best rivalry in football. It might not be the one that gets the most attention, but where do I feel the most hate? I feel the most hate during hate week, and I didn't even play there.
Facts.
Put me in your shoes that week, and what goes on that week between those two teams?
Man, you already more than the teams, man. It's like the cities, man. It's like all year round. So I got family like in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, so I go there a lot, whether I fly to New Orleans or Baton Rouge. And like year round, they got some hate Falcon stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so but even playing the game, it's just one of those games where no matter what the records are, it's gonna be a good game. No matter if you got two teams in the playoff hunt or just maybe two teams both struggling. And it's a game that means a lot to so many people. And but I think when you have a guy come over from like a rival team or something like that, you got to learn how to like the team. I've been here, so I don't. So that's on him. So I'm a you know what I'm saying. So, but you mind the business that pay you. You feel me? So, I think it'd be okay transition for him.
What's it like? I mean, my dad played in the league. You're second generation NFL as well. Like, there's pressure that comes with that, man. Like, and I think a lot of people might not think about it because you guys didn't play the same position. But there's definitely been pressure on you, I'm sure, growing up and going to college and playing ball and now in the pros. How has that shaped who you are?
You know what? I think for me it's a little different. Because the pressure for me really wasn't there on that end of it because though me and my dad do got a good relationship, I didn't grow up in that same household, So for me, the man I called dad growing up was Grady Sr. I'm Grady Jarrett second, and he on himself was just on me to be my best as far as whether it's like being like always in shape, or my mom being on me, like as far as like just being like good child, hard working, all that stuff like that. So it was for me. I don't know if advanced because I was a little separated from the everyday part of it. You know what I'm saying?
Pressure,
but at the same time, being a pro now, I can just really just enjoy it because it's just like it's something like it's like a cool little thing, and the way fate works out for me to be here and being a second generation Falcon, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I just going I'm enjoy the ride, you feel me? Like but at the end of the day, it's not something that as negatively affects me in the pressure form, but something like to strive for, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then but also knowing that I got my own story too. So so it's a interesting dynamic, but at the same time, it's something that I take pride in it. You feel me? So so it's something just a cool part of my story.
And one part of your story that I thought was really interesting, and I didn't know this about until I was reading about you before you popped on, but I did not know, and this is a low point, I'm sure, but draft night, you guys had that fire, man, and like, and as you're getting passed over, like the first night goes by, and you guys are dealing with a house fire. I mean, how tough was that? And then when you watch the draft now, is it hard to separate that memory from like actually watching it and not feeling that way? You know what I mean?
It was definitely something that was like super. Like just traumatizing going through that, because especially for my family, we were always the family to be more stable, and as family, you always got people, got to look out for here and there. So for my family to be the one going through it and being like displaced during that time, it was really tough. And also with, me already watching the draft, expecting to be taken high, first day pass, didn't get drafted. Second day come, watching, even like Coach Sweeney called me like that morning, like with second, third round, like, you know what, you didn't get picked yesterday, but congratulations, today's your day, blah, 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 this and that. I'm like, all right, yeah. So at the end of the day, at worst, no, I don't get past the second, third round or something like that. So around the second round time, that's when the fire started, So I think right then it's like fight or flight, you know what I'm saying? You got to get everybody out the house from like your draft party and stuff. And then you take a second back and you're like, hold up, like this is happening right now, you know what I'm saying? And then but at the same time, you got your little ticker on, you got your phone on you because you want to get drafted, you know what I'm saying? And so as that going on, the fire, get everybody out of the house, and you got some people crying over here, some people just making sure everybody straight over here, and then me, I'm kind of still locked in, trying to watch the phone. And so time go by, it's getting dark outside, third round pass, and I remember like the Cleveland Browns had like the last pick, the third round, they took a defensive tackle, and I was like, I was frustrated. I like slammed my phone, like just was like super mad. And then the next day, went out to my Covington, is a town over from Conyers where I'm from, and my cousins had a house there. Went to Covington to watch the rest of the draft, fourth round pass. Defensive tackles getting taken. And then by the time I'm like, I was still sad about the fire and all that, but I mean, I'm still not drafted. So by the time for me to get drafted, I'm on the floor, like laid out, bro, like disappointed. I'm like laid out, like I'm holding back tears. I don't even know if I'm holding back. Like I'm just like crying. Then by the time my phone ring, and that's like a Atlanta number. I can't really remember if it was like 404 or 770. And I answered it, and it was Thomas Dimitrov at the time, Scott Pioli, and Dan Quinn is who I talked to. They traded up to get me in the fifth round. And once you get traded, once you get picked, man, it was just such a relief. And then for it to be in Atlanta, going through that, with my family not having to leave, you know what I'm saying? It was also just a big relief for everybody, around, especially my immediate family, like my mom, my sisters, and my dad and stuff like that. And so once you get drafted, usually, you see everybody guys get drafted. They had the parties, and you're looking good, or just hanging out and stuff like that. But we got put up in a hotel. You know what I'm saying? They sent us some like Falcons gear to suffice for a little while. But it was a weird time. But God paid it back tenfold. Me just staying down and just believing in the process. And, everybody just staying together as a family, you know what I'm saying, and just as our own little team, our own little unit. And, here we are, 9-10 years later, I just couldn't, put a better picture together. What's going on? It ain't been perfect, you know what I'm saying? But I'm still, here where my feet were planted at, and continue to, just continue to grind it out. I enjoy my story of being a fifth rounder, and letting that be motivation to other guys, who are low draft picks or undrafted guys, and showing that you can still do it. You just got to believe in yourself. It's a longer road, you know what I'm saying, but. You never know how your mindset will be if you do get fed too early. You know what I'm saying? If you guard a first round draft pick, everybody telling you how good you are. You know what I'm saying? And I always say, whether I was the first round pick or fifth round pick, I would have the same mindset. I would do that. I do it. But at the end of the day, you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? So the things that I've had to overcome have given me a drive and a will to never give up. You know what I'm saying? And to know that the best is always yet to come, no matter how ugly it can be in a moment. And just you got to keep trusting the process and keep grinding it out. Let the rest take care of itself.
How big of an influence has Ray Lewis been on you? Because I didn't realize how tight of a bond y'all had, and I heard about some of the workouts.
Yeah, man, the workouts used to be crazy growing up, man. So he's had a heck of an impact on me. He's been a part of my family since I was like 5 years old. Met through parents, met through like mutual friends and stuff like that. And he just would come around, invite me and the fam to the house and all that stuff. He would stay at our house, and he'd come to Atlanta with his kids and stuff. So like his kids are like, we call each other cousins and everything. We still hang out to this day. I mean, we see each other maybe once or twice a week now as adults. So, but yeah, we talk all the time. But growing up, man, he'll have us working out so early and just hard, man. And he really grinded. Like as far as he used to have his house in Boca Raton. And we used to go down there for like spring break or something. He used to spring break, people hanging out, Man, we up early, running on the beach. He would just be like, you see that pole all the way down there? Run there and come back 3-4 times or something, and come back and hit these jumping jacks on the sand, drills and all this stuff. And we 12, 13, you know what I'm saying? So then it's just, it's just kind of building that I guess work ethic. You're just doing it as a kid, but then as you get older, I get into college and I'm working with them, then it ain't like I'm spending them weeks and weeks upon weeks. It's like, maybe a week at a time or a couple of days here and there, but it's just pushing your body, knowing how far you can really go. When you go back to training with your team, how much more you can really do. You know what I'm saying? So for me to learn from one of the best to ever play the game, my expectation of whether it's like learning from like a leadership standpoint or just you got guys they try to tell you the way to do something this way or you don't got to do that, that's they tripping. But when you hear like people who are the best at what they do, always striving to get better, you know what I'm saying? It's like for me, how can I ever think that I arrive? You know what I'm saying? If the Hall of Famers and stuff, most of the ones I've met, they always thought they can get better in whatever facet it was, and never was satisfied, So that's something that probably the biggest lesson that I picked up from just hanging around Ray, and he played for 17 years, and and just it wasn't an easy feat, and to do that on a consistent level, being a pro now, you see how hard it was,
So your buddy Matt Ryan is going to be on TV. How do you think Matt would do on TV? Because Ray did some TV. How do you think Matt would do on TV? I think Matt going to do good. He got the look, you know what I'm saying? Everything, you know what I'm saying? He going to talk, he do good talking with his hands. He's always, when he would talk to us, he used to talk to us like this all the time. So when he got the mic talking, you're going to see him pointing the hand. Yeah. But I'm sure he's going to do well, man. I mean, he's a guy, just whatever he do, he just do it to the best of his ability, man. Yeah. So I'm excited to see him in his next role for him. And your quarterback now, Desmond Ritter, you got to get a good hard look at him last year because I know he probably ran a lot of scout teams. For sure. And you got to play against him. But how has he developed, and what kind of guy is he? Yeah, man. So I mean, just from a developmental standpoint, seeing him from a rookie to now, he looks like a totally different dude. I mean, he got a lot thicker and just like more muscular. You can see more like just becoming a pro from like an early early round draft pick to just in his demeanor is just been really, really well. But, I mean, the skill level, I mean, you see him throwing the ball, see him running, he's just gotten so much better. And I think when he did get the opportunity to play last year, he showed, like, especially, like, being thrown in the fire like he was, that he had enough, wherewithal, whatever it may be, to be able to be a good pro. So you take that, you develop it over and over, then when it's his time to shine, which it is now, I'm sure he's going to do a really good job. So I'm excited to see him go to work. But he's a guy that some people, they
they just got that little it about them. You know what I'm saying? Just that it factor. So whatever it is, it's enough for coach and leadership here with the Falcons to believe in him, to give him that opportunity to be our number one quarterback, and I think he's gonna take it and run with it.
The flip side of the draft experience that you had is another one you had in a way this year, where the Falcons are sitting there at 8. There's a really good D tackle from Georgia sitting there. Some say the best player in the draft. And they say, we know what we have. We like what we have. We got our guy. And they go Bijan Robinson a year after going after guys, Kyle Pitts, Drake London. There's a lot of talent at the skill position. Talk about those guys. How are they going to be dynamic for that offense led by Desmond?
Yeah, I'm just excited to watch it. I'm so excited to watch it come to life. And then with guys like Kyle, Drake, being older now, having that experience, to just see them really be able to open and spread their wings more. And I'm excited to see what Bijan got. I mean, they were saying he was like one of the best, if not the best player in the draft. So, I mean, just being out here at OTAs, you can't really see everything, but you can see, movement skills, how guys got, mindsets. And, some guys, they just different, you know what I'm saying? So, and I'm excited to really see him in full live action. So, I think we got some good pieces. We got some good pieces and some vets we also added to the team that Desmond gonna have at his expense to get the ball to, and we got a really physical offensive line. They're good and they're great in run blocking, man. They some beasts. They're good in pass protection, and I'm excited and hopeful that we open the offense and just let it fly, because the more points they score, the more opportunities we get to rush. So
hell
I'm
yeah,
super excited.
With the bye week, we had Arthur on. We were talking about London, and he was saying he made the decision because they give you an option when to do the bye, I guess. After London, you guys did not take the bye. You've played in London. What do you think about playing in London? And then also, what do you think about coach's decision to push that bye later?
I do like the decision to push it later, because a bye week so early is like, you got to come to practice anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The early bye week is like, it's really not even a bye week. And then, so I'm glad that we pushed it. The only thing I really wish we did with the London game, I wish we went for the whole week. You know what I'm saying? I think we're gonna leave like halfway during the week, but I mean, the experience was really good. We went 2 years ago, and we got a dub over there, and just playing in front of that crowd over there is so funny, because they like into it the whole game. They're just yelling and stuff. It might not even be on the right cue, but everybody got on. Every team is represented, and but for me, it was cool to be in another country and see like big billboards of myself, like, you know what I'm saying, Atlanta Falcons, Grady Jarrett, or like just being able to play in another stadium that's like not even meant for, U.S. football or whatever, and they turn it and convert it to a whole, football field. So I'm excited to go to the other stadium. We were in Tottenham last time, So we go
the Spurs.
Wembley? Okay, Wembley.
Yeah, I played at Wembley. Wembley's cool, but you got to wear those 7 studs,
all right,
bro.
well, that's good. That's good to know.
Because that grass is – because the soccer grass, they want it slick.
Okay.
They want it slick so the ball skips across it, but it's not built for guys like you or me, so you got to wear the studs. Well, at least check. Because I don't want you cussing me in the second quarter like, this motherfucker told me to wear the studs. My feet hurt. Yeah, exactly. At halftime. Okay, so then the other one would be one of my favorite players, one of your college teammates, DHop. He's floating around. Are you excited to see him get a new opportunity, and like, where do you think he'd be a good fit? I mean, I know you're not like an NFL analyst, but is there a uniform you'd love to see him in?
I mean, I think he's gonna do good wherever he at. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited to see him get a new start, because everywhere he's been, whether he was playing with like, a top quarterback or not top quarterback, because when he was in Houston, he had so many different quarterbacks, he was still putting up big numbers. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, wherever he go, he's gonna be productive, and I thought about hitting him up, like, look, come to that, but I am not in. I leave all that up to CP. Cordell Patterson, the biggest recruiter we got.
Is he?
So
is he really?
So wherever he end up, I'm sure he's gonna do well, and that's good to see him still being highly productive. One of the top receivers in the game, still with him going into year 10 or 11.
Yeah, he's 10, I think. Who's CP hitting up?
Man, it's probably a thread out there. Just type in like Cordell Patterson recruiting. Anybody who's been a free agent or a coach, from free agents to coaches, he'd be making them Twitter, he got on Twitter and all that. I'll be like, there you go again. We ain't got nobody he talking about go get yet.
He's over. Oh, that's good. All right, well.
Yeah. Take us through quickly, step by step. October last year, third down. You had to go and rough up Tom Brady. You got
really
got a flag thrown on you.
That was brutal. I couldn't even watch it.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Do you want to apologize or what?
Man, please. That's one of them things, you know what? And I didn't even comment too much on. I got on one of the NFL shows with Ray and talked about it a little bit. But it was one of the things that was so blatant, you didn't even have to say too much. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of took care of itself. I am upset that I did get my sack taken. I was on a
bad one, dude.
Heck of a streak. I was like 5 sacks in 4 games. Like, you know, once you get your streak broken, it's like it took me like 2 games to get back another sack. So it was like, I was like, bro. And then other thing about it was we was in position to go get the ball back and go try to score because we finally picked up some momentum. Yeah. So it was just so much stuff going on. But at the end of the day, you know, like I say, it was a clean play. You know what I'm saying? All the in-between stuff, at least for everybody else to talk about. But I think it was such a obvious, however it went, that I didn't even have to say much about it.
Did Tom try to kick you?
Come on, man. Twice, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, bro, you know what? I always.
He's mad at you about 2000.
Yeah, so it's like, you know, a lot of people, you know, and I respect Tom to the T, you know what I'm saying? Love telling and competing against him, always bring the best out of him. But I done played him so many times, so I'm not like scared to hit him. You know what I'm saying? These guys, they see Tom Brady and they be like, oh, I don't know if man, I'm gonna hit every time, you know, legally, right? So and he probably used to guys not really hitting him a lot. So, but I mean, if the opportunity there, I'm gonna hit you. So.
Yeah, it's a soft landing. Too. You know, older guy.
I mean, you know, heck of respect, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Well, I hate to end it on a sour note there with you getting a FedEx for a few G's there, but yeah, man, keep it up. Awesome watching you play, and hope you come back soon, dude. Good luck.
Yes,
this
sir.
year.
Appreciate you having me on, Dub.
Listen to the full podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and other podcast streaming platforms. Wherever you want to get the podcast, you can get the podcast. Pretty simple. New episodes every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content. Podcasts get pretty wild. This is real tame.